That sucks.
What's going on, everybody? It is about a little after noon on Wednesday. I'm not really sure how to pronounce the park, so I'll just put the accurate spelling for it up here. Anyways, I found something on All Trails that I could kind of get some elevation training. So I think this is something like 5.7 miles with 700 feet. So anything over 100 feet per mile in Texas is pretty rare, especially central San Antonio area. But I just wanted to show you guys my kit before I get going. All right, so here I have my bag of goodies. I have a fig bar if I need it. I have my Precision Fuel 60 gram carb chew bar, mint and lemon, my favorite flavor. I also have a pumpkin spice goo that I got from the marathon that I never ate. Got a Costco granola bar if I get hungry. And then I have a Strength and Science Beta Fuel. So plenty of carbs there. Here I have the little microphone that I use. Here I have a DJI Osmo Action. That's the first edition, pretty old. I think I've had this camera about 6 years, but it's decent. It has a nice little gimbal gyro for whenever I'm running. It's not bouncing all over the place like my phone. Here I have my, just my shocks open ear, clutch for trails and stuff like that, so that you can hear wildlife, you can hear bikes or anything like that coming by, stuff like that. Here I have my Polar Verity Sense arm heart rate monitor, also clutch, because these things aren't exactly accurate. Here I have my Nike hat, keep my face out of the elements. I brought gloves and a jacket just in case. And then here's my pack. So in each of these bottles right here, I have a carb mixture, something around 60 grams of carbs and some electrolytes in each of those. And then I have the big bladder in the back with about 2 liters of water. So altogether, somewhere around, I don't know, a little short of a gallon. All right, then as for my fit goes, just got my regular Under Armour, then breathable. Got my Nike shorts on with my Fabletics liner. And here, I like to use this pocket. Normally when I'm running on Saturdays and I have my belt, I will put my keys and stuff in my back pocket, and then I'll use this for fuel. But since I'm out here with my pack, and I have additional storage, I'll put my fuel in my pack, and then I'll use this pocket for my ID and my key fob, just in case. And then for the shoes, I am wearing my Nike Zegama 2 Tokyo edition Nike Trails. Super satisfied with these. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and put these gloves in this bag. I don't really trust things kind of not falling out, so I like to have everything in Ziplocs. If you saw my pack, you would kind of see I wore it during a Spartan race, so there's rips, like little snags and tears, all in the backside of it because of the barbed wire crawl. So put these guys on, turn this on. Pretty simple. Yeah, this weather's pretty crazy. Like I said, it was below freezing for the last 4 or 5 days, so I brought a jacket and gloves, and now I'm out here, all this sun. Probably gonna get sunburned because I didn't bring sunscreen. Go figure. On the front side, I have a couple pockets that I'm probably gonna just toss my, what's it called? My camera in. Running with a vest on It's just a whole different animal, man. Especially when it's full. All right, we are ready to go. See y'all out there. As usual, give you guys a little look around the park that I'm at. There's the parking right there. Nice little overhang in front of the trail. Then, you know, as usual, you have your welcome to Friedrich Wilderness Park. If I'm saying that wrong, I don't know if you can tell me. Yeah, whatever. All right, so like I said, I am out here at Friedrich Wilderness Park. 5.7 miles, 750 feet of gain, according to all trails. So I am at the head point of the trail, and I'm about to get going. I'll touch base with y'all in a bit. Got a little bit of a technical zone. These are the fun parts. You got rocks, loose gravel, trees, roots, kind of just veering around. Ooh, not too bad. Just hit 2 miles. With a 471 gain, kicking my ass. This spot right here on all trails says mountain viewpoint. It's a pretty nice view. Good stuff. $2:10 in. It's been kicking my ass. Average pace of 15 because of the steep inclines and then like the flats. But pretty cool trail so far. Just finished one full lap around. Ended up being 5.9 miles. Average pace was 13:44. So pretty excited about that. Not even sure what my average heart rate was, but was quite a bit of walking. I'll probably review my stats and add some inputs later. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna flip the bag around, grab a snack, and then I'm gonna go back out for some more. 5.9 miles, 1 hour 21 minutes, 13:44 per mile. Pacing was all over the place, but the elevation was also there. Average heart rate of 147, max 168, so not too bad. Elevation gain of 830. So like I said, I'm gonna go back out. I'm gonna have a couple snacks, replenish everything. I didn't eat it all. I just drank. Still have this full bottle here, so this one has a little in it. So like I said, I'm gonna replenish, and then I'm gonna head back out, reverse, and just give it a go. I'm still getting used to this filming thing, and literally sitting at a park with a phone camera pointed at me, just filming myself eating, seems really awkward. Especially when people walk by, I'm just like, awkward, but it is what it is. So I just ate probably around 80 grams of carbs. I ate my Precision Fuel bar that you saw, and a Costco granola bar, 78 grams of carbs, some additional nutrients.
I'm also gonna go ahead and toss this in my bag or in my pocket. So 40 more grams. I'm gonna put this in my pocket so I have it available. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of a bottle. So this one still is pretty full. I took like 5 sips out of it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drink this one. I'm gonna finish this one, put this bottle in the truck, and then that way I can use this pocket here for the gimbal. Please, 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 make sure you guys throw your trash away and make sure you recycle. I don't know. Like, people that just toss their stuff on the ground really piss me off. That was one of the worst things about the marathon, was seeing all of the goo trash and all that. If you've been watching and you are wondering why I've been trying to incorporate more incline, elevation gain, hills, etc. into my runs, it's because I haven't released it yet. Haven't really released my 2026 video yet, like covering my goals and everything. But my first 2 events of 2026 are trail events. Thank God I did not see any of those. Oh, by the way, I messed up on all trails. No pets. My bad. I'll have to go update that. Whenever I finished my first loop, I basically put like, pets allowed. People are gonna look at my review and be like, hey, pets aren't allowed in there. All right, Nancy. Karen, whatever you want. Karen, Kevin. That's what Lucas calls Karens. Male Karens are called Kevins for Lucas, or per Lucas. So the first loop that I did, I actually kind of got lost a little bit because I was running straight and just not paying attention. I was on some technical ground, and basically I ran right past the post that had the directions. So make sure you pay attention to the post with directions, you know? I'm out of breath. I'm not gonna lie. Going down this part was way easier than going up. Once you hit the main trail, you go left. Technically, you're going clockwise. I think on all trails, you're intended to go right. So I went right this morning. I'm going left now. And it is like, there's a very short, flat portion, and then you just go up. Like, holy cow. It's kicking my ass right now. Here you go. Check this out. 223 feet of gain. 0.64 miles. Definitely not used to that. Just for reference, I just hit 3/4 of a mile. The elevation gain was 265. I think total it's going to be around 830. So pretty close to a third of it being in the first 3/4 if you go this way. But that just means got more time to run from now on. Yeah.
This is exactly what I was aiming for when I looked up a run yesterday. Fun stuff. And I especially like this trail because I haven't been hit in the face with anything. So the trees aren't like overgrown. Woo! Definitely not running this. These are where I start walking. Basically walking up these basically keeps my heart rate the same when I'm running. Oh man, currently 148. Beautiful views of some Texas hill country. Got a neighborhood up there. Look at that. Let me get you up a little higher. You know how earlier I said that really worry about any branches? I don't know if you guys can see already, but I'm good. No bleeding. Luckily I was wearing the hat. I don't even really think there's much of a mark on the hat, but that literally put me on my ass. Straight up on my ass.
Watch out for this tree. I don't know if I hit here or here, but I ended up there.
So I just got up literally 3/4 of a mile of a climb. Not crazy because it's, you know, Central Texas, but now got quite a bit of flat and decline before a final incline at the end. But this is a pretty open trail. It's pretty much like a road, like a fire road. This little part right here kind of goes up and down for maybe about 1/4 mile, and then it's gonna go downhill. Man, I can't believe I ran into that tree. Luckily I was walking. I walked into a tree, staring at the ground. I was kind of just lost in thought, just zoned out. Listening to a podcast, just zoned out, and then boom. Yeah, so this is some pretty technical stuff, but hill training is not just inclines. Hill training also includes the decline, because you got, you know, front and back of the leg. So this part's really slippery. The ice melt from up here is still running down. There's still ice on some parts of this trail, not as much as earlier, but I passed some both ways earlier. Here's another view. Pretty dope. Downtown's way over there, I believe. So earlier I mentioned that I got off track on the first loop. This is where it was, which is kind of funny, but it shows how really focused I was into the run. Because if you just go down the trail, you can see right there is the split. I went that way, and I was supposed to go that way. Like, I guess you could justify it because it kind of is like off a little ways, but this bad boy right here, can't justify that. And it literally says Vista Loop Trail or Restoration Way Trail. Whoops. This was one of the portions on the other direction that was quite fun coming up. It's pretty steep going down. Yeah, that was tough going the other direction. Don't see a lot of that here. But like I said, good training.
Here's a bit of that ice I was talking about earlier. Some down there. There was more here and up there. And most of it's melted now. Some of it was on the rocks earlier. And it made it, like right here you can see, made it a little sketchy going up the rocks, but now it's kind of just slushy mud. Not good for the shoes, but once you get out of it, you can clean your shoes off pretty well. You can see it all right there. So that's what I was talking about, where it was kind of sketchy earlier. Getting up the limestone or whatever this is. My feet are full of mud now. Is that melting ice? Damn it. Find a rock. Here we go. I don't know if you've ever run with like mud caked on your feet, but it sucks. Not just the mud on your feet, but also like you feel it flying off and hitting you. It's distracting, annoying. No thanks. I'm not exactly sure how far I got left, just because I've paused my watch a few times to take some footage and forgot to resume. But I think I'm somewhere around a mile to go.
I am finished. Trying to let it go around. So, felt pretty good. Definitely over 11. Unfortunately, I stopped my watch a few times that second loop just to, take some footage and whatnot. And I forgot to start it again. So, not entirely sure, but I mean, I did 5.9 the first loop, so I'm just gonna say, 11.8. Definitely a little more challenging on the second loop just because of the endurance aspect, tired and all that. I'm going to relax, change a little bit, get out of these shoes. Got this guy for the road, just a little snack. I also have some HEB goldfish in the truck. And then I'm gonna stop at the gas station up there and grab a protein shake, pre-made in the cooler. Thanks for chiming in. I hope you enjoyed the run. I surely did. A lot of fun. I'll definitely be back. And I'm gonna be sore tomorrow. 18 miles in 2 days. Yay. Catch you guys later.